Hello and welcome. My name is Courtney and I'm going to present some information and tips about cooking and fire safety. About 3,500 Americans die each year in fires, and about 18,300 are injured. You can prevent fires before they start. Here are some tips to use when cooking. First, before you cook, make sure the stove is clean. Spattered grease and spilled food are flammable. Clean the stovetop and surrounding area. Do a sweep of the area around the stove. Keep towels, pot holders, curtains, and other flammable materials away from the stove. Be aware of your clothing while cooking. Wear short or tight-fitted sleeves so they won't catch fire and burn you. One of the most common causes of home fires is getting distracted or falling asleep with something cooking on the stove. When you cook, turn on a timer to remind you that you have something on the stove or in the oven. Stay close by if you have food cooking on the stove. You are likely to have a pan fire if you are not close enough to turn off the heat. Use good quality pans that won't burn through on high heat. If you are cooking and a fire starts, turn off the stove or burner and put a lid on the pan to stop it. Never throw water on a grease fire. Never disable a smoke detector in your home. A working smoke detector is one of the best ways to protect yourself and your family. Also, never use the stove or oven to heat your home, and make sure your appliances are turned off when you finish cooking. It's a good idea to check them again before you go to bed or leave the house. Make sure you have an escape plan and practice it at least 2 times a year. If you have any questions or concerns about fire and cooking safety, here are some good resources. Your local fire department, your maintenance crew, or on the internet at www.usfa.fema.gov.
My name is Gilbert Robinson. I'm the fire marshal for the city of Galveston. The number one cause of cooking today is unattended cooking. Well, one thing you have to do is make sure your appliances is kept clean and free from any food dripping, grease dripping on the stove, that excessive buildup. Never leave paper towels or any type of mitting close to a heat source. That can easily catch on fire. One habit, you want to get into this practice at all times. Make sure you unplug all your appliances like a toaster or your coffee pot. Those are items that can actually short out and cause a fire. And you want to make sure you watch your pot handles. Keep your pot handles turned in to avoid from knocking them over. One thing you really want to do is, if you do have a fire, never pour water on a grease fire. Never. One thing that you can do if you have a grease fire, a couple things you can do. You can actually go over and turn the heat source to an off position. You can actually cover the item that's on fire if possible. And you should never cook food if you're sleepy or tired for any reason. Sometimes you can actually fall asleep, forget what you're doing, you can have a fire that way. You need to be aware of your nearest fire extinguisher at all times. Never leave food cooking in the kitchen unattended. Keep your kitchen clean and tidy. Always think safety. What if? Okay? In case you do have a fire. And you got to remember your evacuation route if you also have a fire. So have a safe meeting place.